Hello. Hi guys. Sorry, I think I had some network issue. I was unable to log in at exact 6 o'clock. So welcome back once again. As you all know, Sweet Connect is our endeavor to empower women entrepreneurs. What we try to do is we give them a particular platform so that they can reach a wider audience. Now we know for the past few decades, women in India have reached at top positions in the corporate world. But unfortunately, we've realized that as entrepreneurs, we still have a long way to go. So we talk every Friday. We speak to women entrepreneurs from different walks of life. We hope that while talking to these people and when we chat about their journeys and their challenges, people who are listening or women who want to become entrepreneurs will find some inspiration to go ahead and do this. So today we have with us a very renowned entity from the art world. This time we are going a little different. We are trying to explore our culture. So we have Srimati Gayatri Subramanian. She is the creative director of Guru Jeevi Ramani Natya Kala Foundation and has been imparting Bharatnatyam training in the city of Navi Mumbai for almost 3 decades now. Her disciples are graded artists who have performed in various prestigious festivals across the country. In fact, under her leadership, the foundation hosts two annual classical dance festival in Vashi, which is the Margari and the Utsav festival, which is basically attended by the entire classical dance fraternity and the art connoisseurs of Mumbai city. So let me not delay this and let me invite her on. She is there with us. I sent her an invite. I'm just waiting for her to join in.
Namaskaram.
Hello.
Namaskaram. Hi.
Hello,
Hi.
Gayatri ma'am. Thank you so much for being with us.
I think I'll
I
remove this.
think I'll remove this.
निकाल देता है.
Because it's
Yes. Is this better?
yes. Is this better?
Ma'am, we can see you.
Give me a second.
Give me a second.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, much better. Much better. Ma'am, I think there's some connection issue at your end.
Now
This is better now.
Now,
Yeah.
बाहर का भी पंखा बंद
बाहर
करो.
का
All
भी
right.
पंखा बंद करो. All right.
Okay. So you have compliments already. There's somebody who says you're looking beautiful as always. If you look at the comments, Meghna
हाँ.
Prakash says you're beautiful as
हाँ.
always.
My one of my favorite.
Okay, so welcome, welcome to this chat. To start off, ma'am, we would like to, like you to tell us about your journey when you started off as a young dancer to where you are right now as the creative director of your foundation. If you could just
So
take
first
us
and
through that whole
foremost,
So
thank you
first
process.
and
so much,
foremost, thank you so
Lily,
much,
for
Lily, for
inviting me on
inviting
this
me
platform.
on this platform.
And
And
to be honest with you, this is
to
my
be
first
honest with you,
interview
this
on
is
a
my
social
first interview
platform like
on a
this.
social platform like this.
And it felt very
And
strange
it
to be
felt very
invited as an
strange to be
entrepreneur
invited as an entrepreneur
because
because
I've always looked at
I've
myself as
always looked
a
at myself as a
teacher,
teacher,
you know,
you know,
and an artist.
and an artist.
But then this made me
But
think
then this
that
made me think that
when you said that,
when
you
you
are an
said that
entrepreneur
you
in
are
your
an
own right,
entrepreneur in your own right,
I realized, yeah, that's
I
true.
realize yeah, that's true.
So my
So
journey
my
started
journey started
as a young girl
as a young
who
girl who
received this Natyam,
received
this
this
dance,
Natyam, this dance,
part of my family
part of my family
heritage.
heritage.
So I
Ma'am,
was
actually,
brought up
So I
by.
was brought up
sorry,
by.
ma'am, there is some problem with the voice. I mean, a lot of our viewers are saying that your voice is echoing.
Even I can feel that.
Even I can feel that.
तू नजर आई फैन लेके आना था क्या?
फैन लेके आना था क्या?
Is this better?
Is this better?
Still there is a lag in the
There
sound.
is a lag in the sound.
I think it is better. It is better now.
It's better now?
Better now?
Okay.
Okay.
Only thing
Okay,
is
yeah,
my
so you were
sound,
telling.
there
Only
is a
thing is my
lag.
sound, there is a lag.
No, at least when I'm listening to you, I don't feel the lag. People are normally saying that echo is there. There's an echo when you're talking.
Now there is no echo?
Now there's no echo.
It's better.
What could be the reason for the echo?
The reason for the echo.
Uh, can you log off and come back again? Maybe that would
Sure.
be better.
We'll do
Sure.
that, we'll do that.
We'll do that. We'll do that.
I'll wait for you. Sorry, guys. The yeah, as most of you can see, there was a lot of echo. I probably there was some issue with the network or the systems we've been using. So, ma'am will be back right now. I'm just waiting for her to rejoin. Ma'am, can you say something?
So hi Libby.
So hi, Libby.
I hope that right now, at least I'm not getting any echo. I hope the viewers are also not getting.
We'll figure out as we
We'll
go
figure
ahead.
out as we go ahead.
But
Okay,
if
so
there's
you
a
were telling us
But
about
there's a
multiple gadget on
multiple
this
gadget
problem,
on this problem.
there are no multiple
There
gadgets.
are no multiple gadgets.
Maybe if you also wear a
Maybe if you
earphone,
also
will it
wear
be
a
better?
earphone, will it be better?
I know, I'll try. Can you hear?
Yes, I can hear you well. This is
Okay.
better. Yeah. So the
Fine.
journey started as a young girl due to some family reasons. I was brought up by my aunt and uncle, and they are one of the pioneers of Bharatnatyam artists to the city of Mumbai. They are my Perema and Perepa. And then,
Okay.
so since I was brought up by them, this has been given to me like on a silver platter, you can say on the golden platter. And for me, it is just a matter of carrying forward with what has been given to me as part of my heritage. All right. Yeah. So then
Okay, so then
it just became something obvious, One just started living in the entire atmosphere of dance, music, and that it just became part of my life, or it became my life.
okay, and then moving forward from a dancer, if you could tell us how you are where you are right now.
How I am, where I am, where am I? All right. uh, So becoming a dance teacher again, it was like I started teaching dance more to help my aunt and my uncle. Then I got married very early. It just continued. Then I had my daughter again at a very young age. And then there was a short break. And then once again I started teaching dance. So when my first student, Seema Rao, she decided to do her Arangetram, I think little more than 20 years. So my uncle, my guru, he said, you choose now whether you want to be a teacher or a performer. Because if you want to be both, there will be a conflict of interest. And somehow I enjoy teaching. It just comes naturally to me. So I said I would rather teach. I'm happiest when I'm with my children, my students teaching dance. And I think that's one of the best way to learn and constantly grow. So then my performing part of it was completely kind of given up and I focused on teaching. So sometimes in 1990, Takshashila was born, which is how we were known as. And then 7 years ago, we were rechristened as Guru G.V. Ramli Natyakala Foundation, which is the name of my gurus. And yeah, it was just a very organic, the new word which is being used very frequently now. It's a very organic growth. Started with 5 children and yeah, today we have about 50 kids in our academy.
Okay, so when you came up with your first name, Takshashila, why that particular name? What was it about that name that you decided to?
Very funny, I wish I could give intelligent answers, but the truthful answer is the house that I used to live in, one day I just stepped out to walk and the next building is Nalanda.
You used to stay in Anushakti Nagar?
No. In Vashi only, New Bombay only. All right.
Okay.
So when I looked at the name Nalanda, the name Takshashila came to the mind. And there's already this Nalanda School of Dance, the College of Dance is already there.
Correct.
So I said, let's name it as Takshashila, as being one of the pioneer institution, the educational seat of education of our country. So that's the name Takshashila. And we made quite a name for ourselves thanks to my students, very passionate, sincere children. And then when I decided to host these festivals, we decided let's name our institute as Guru G.V. Ramli Natyakala Foundation, because one of the reasons to do this festival was, or is in memory of them. Because they are the pioneers, they are the people who brought Bharatanatyam to this city. So we rechristened it as Guru G.V. Ramli Natyakala Foundation.
That's awesome. So when you started off with Takshashila, I mean, didn't you have any, apprehensions in mind in terms of, how popular classical arts is, or how would such a venture become successful? How did you kind of overcome? You must have had some doubts in mind. No, nothing at all.
None. That's what I mean. I guess because I was very young, and even today there are no doubts. Why should there be doubts? When you are convinced about something, when you believe something, where is the place for doubt?
So, and I mean, normally when anybody starts off an institution, there is some amount of research, some amount of market research, or anything of that kind that is done. So, did you do that, or it was just?
No, because see, that's why I said, though you have put it as empowering of women, which is very right, but teaching for me is not an entrepreneurship. No, because there's no market research for the simple reason I was not doing it to make money. I was doing it because it's the only thing I know to do and this is something which I love to do. So, either at that time or today, the purpose of teaching dance is definitely not making money. No, it is simply for the joy of teaching dance, but that does not mean that I'm teaching it for free. I'm not. I'm one of the most expensive teachers.
So basically you have converted your passion, like you said, it has become a way of life with you. You were born into it and you have given it a certain structure, a certain, you made it an institution, I must say. I mean, your way of life. So
true. So, I guess one of the best advantages of learning Sanskrit at young age was, you're taught these small little subhashitas. Subhashitas are the ones which talk about way of life in 2 lines without preaching. So I don't remember the Sanskrit verse, but I remember the meaning of it, which said when you're taking one step ahead, you should look at where will be your 10 steps. Right?
Okay, okay.
So when I started teaching dance, did I think we'll be one of the topmost institute? No. Did I think we will be? Yeah, only thing that I didn't think I ever wanted was that my students, when they learn from me and go at any part of the country or the world, they should be respected. They should be told, they should be accepted. It should be like, हाँ कुछ अच्छा सीख के आए हैं, ऐसे टाइम पास नहीं किया है. So there's only, the idea was to give them what I received very unconditionally. And then like I said, I started with 5 students. I still remember the name of those first 5 students. Seema Rao, Asha Rao, Chitra, Mangai. Mangai came later. Soumya, Shirisha Patil, Rajalakshmi, and her younger sister came later. This is my first batch. 25
So,
years
and
ago.
initially when you were starting off, did you meet any hurdles? Were there any challenges that you need to overcome? Or this, again, like you're saying, did it grow organically from 5 to 10 to whatever? Or was it a effort? Did it take time to reach there?
So, the first batch, like I said, was 5, and then word of mouth. And the advantage I had was being one of the first to start dance class in New Bombay. So there were only 3 classes at that time in New Bombay. I was one, but before me was Kerali Kala Mandalam, where Guru Mani used to teach. One of the, again, my uncle's contemporary. All right, he's no more. And then me, and then Gandharva. In fact, even Gandharva came later. So we had that advantage. So we naturally got more students then. And as time passed, in New Bombay now we have as many dance teachers as there are Bhelpuri walas. So now I don't have that many students.
No, but there is a certain amount of class and tradition that you will bring along with you in your classes, and I'm sure most of it students agree with that.
Absolutely, yes. So, Libby, that's one thing. One never looked at the quantity and the number.
Okay.
Never.
It's always been the passion and the love for teaching and passing on your...
yeah, tradition from one generation to the next one, and I'm so happy that it's happening very beautifully. Thankfully, I mean, this is something which your partner Sanjay's wife and his mother-in-law Jayashri Akka, who's my Guru Bhagini and my senior, would agree. I've been very blessed to have found some of the best students and parents. So I've been blessed with that superb support system of wonderful parents who have supported me through all my endeavors unconditionally with total faith.
Okay, so what they normally say is true. If you know what you want, that eventually everything comes to you.
Yes, when you have yes, that's true. And when you are blessed with your guru's blessings and your family's support, then it becomes easier for you to achieve what you are able to achieve. Everything, any enterprise, any entrepreneur, any business, any endeavor needs support. Nothing. It's all about teamwork. Don't you think so?
Okay. Of course. I mean, even I have been speaking to a lot of entrepreneurs on and off. Most of them, I mean, the kind of underlying theme that all of them say is this. First is you should need to have your passion. You have to give quality work, and you need to have patience in whatever you do. Believe in yourself, have courage in yourself. So that is the common thread that I have seen, which I have spoken to so many entrepreneurs. Even when I speak to you, that is what comes across loud and clear. The belief in yourself, the courage in yourself, and the rest is there for people to see.
Yes.
So, I mean, this dance festival that you said, I mean, there are 2 dance festivals that you do twice a year. So how did that come about?
Again, very interesting. So there was this beautiful, there is still one of the best festivals that Mumbai has. It's called Sindhu Festival, which is hosted by a very renowned artist called Sri Vaibhav Arekar. So when the first festival was happening in Ravindranatya Mandir, I had gone with Jayashri Akka again, that is Jayashri Nair of Upasana, and I call her Jayashri Akka. So I saw this fantastic crowd, entire city of Mumbai was there, of dancers and all of that. And I was like bowled over. I said, this is it. अगर कुछ करना है तो ऐसा करना है. तो like I always say, as mothers, when we are going for a holiday or we go to some exquisite place or we are eating something exquisite, we miss our children if they are not with us. Correct?
Correct.
Sorry, I wish my daughter had eaten or my child was with me. So as a dance teacher, we again are parents to our children. So whenever I would go to any dance festivals, my immediate five, there is a joke. Some of the teachers are, where is your tail, Gayatri? These 5 kids would come with me wherever I go. So later I said, why only 5? If I have to take 15, if I have to take my 20 and my 40 and my 45 and their parents, how do I do it? Let's bring it to New Bombay. So in those days, there was no festival happening in New Bombay other than the drama festivals at Vishnudas Bhave. So the idea came from watching Sindhu festival. One, the inspiration was, let us do something to make New Bombay a cultural hub. Second, that not everybody can go to NCPA and Ravindranatya Mandir or places like that. So let us bring it to this, so that more and more dance children and practitioners of dance can watch great artists perform closer to their home. So we made it free. Those festivals, we don't charge ticket. They are free. The first time we had the digital festival this year, which was ticketed. Because we had to raise the fund to pay all the artists and everything. Until then, all our festivals, be it Utsav, be it Abhar or be it Margari festival, have been free, and we always pay all our artists quite handsomely.
Okay. So how would you manage it? How would you get your sponsors and things like that?
That's a beautiful question. How? Again, my children and parents.
Okay.
They would support my family. There are some well-wishers. They would give us money. They would donate. And the artists have been extremely understanding. The topmost artists living have never demanded money from us. We said, this is what we can pay. So they also know he's an individual, an institution which is trying to do something very genuine, and the purpose and the intention is this. They agree. And they come and they do. And it's been a beautiful experience so far.
I'm sure it would have been. I mean, I've never been very much into dancing, honestly. I have never been inclined that way, but after listening to you, अभी मेरा भी मन कर रहा है कि काश मैंने बचपन में सीख लिया होता.
नहीं, but आप हमसे connect हो गए ना. See, thanks to Sanjay and Sujata, that's why this year's our digital platform, once the festival got over, we used Sweet Connect to send sweets, cakes, pastries, confectionaries to all our artists all over India, and people were so thrilled. Believe me, they were asking me, and I have given them all your number and Sanjay's number. So what you are doing really also is fantastic. No, I mean, using Homebakers and making it available to them is wonderful. Really beautiful.
Yeah, so I mean, we actually have Homebakers across the country, and all of them, I mean, I speak to a lot of them, and a lot of them actually put in a lot of back-breaking work, you know. Some of them wake up early in the morning, and then they have their own families to take care of. They have their children, their breakfast, everything, the lunch, dinner, and plus all this. And they're literally in the kitchen 24/7. And in spite of that, because this is their passion, they're completely into it. And most of my clients, they're extremely happy because the product that comes out is amazing. The taste or whatever
I'm sure. My granddaughter, that is my Jethani's daughter, the granddaughter is here. She'll agree to what you're saying. Recently, the last week, the cake which you delivered in Chembur was to her mother's parents' wedding anniversary. At a very short notice, what you have done was fantastic. So people who are here right now already, I would request them all, do use Sweet Connects services. They're beautiful, they're fantastic.
Thank you, thank you. Thank you so much, ma'am. I mean, coming from you, when somebody like you says it's good, then it definitely inspires us, to actually work harder and ensure that our services are, up
Bang
to the
on.
mark so that we don't let you down. And through all this, I mean, your dance institution, through your dance festival, what do you think was your most satisfying moment when you felt that, all this effort that you have put in has come to the most satisfying moment for you?
When my the junior most student in the next class, when I meet her, tells me, Miss, we enjoyed it so much, and when we grow up, we want to take up dancing. I feel the purpose of the festival is served. And then some people whom I have no connection with, some elders who come watch of New Bombay, and they feel happy and they go. It sounds like very cliche, so I'm kind of hesitating to talk like this. But yeah, this is what makes me feel happy. When the entire lot of people feel so happy and so motivated and inspired, that makes me happy. So when I'm usually in the festival, I like to sit on the fourth row because that's where my Peripa used to sit. Fourth row, right
Okay.
side corner seat, but I'm forced to sit in the front. But then I feel happy remembering them because this is what he has given me, they have given me. So that thing being carried forward through these festivals makes me happy. And as a teacher, when some of my students who are no longer with me have gone abroad or married or some different part of the world, suddenly send me a WhatsApp message or when they meet me and they say, okay, Miss, we were in this situation and we remembered you and we handled the situation this way, thanks to the class. It becomes worth the effort.
So basically, dance transpires not only as a performance art, but as inspiration in all parts of life. It can actually translate into a lot of beautiful things for people through their life. From what I
Yes.
so, what are the challenges that these dancers face if somebody wants to, actually start off teaching and things like that? If you had to give an advice to any young dancer who wants to come up, who wants to start off on her own, start her institution like you have started, what kind of advice would you give? What is the challenge that?
First and foremost, when you're learning an art, you must never learn it because you want to make money. That's the first advice. Though money is a very important part of our life. Nothing works without money. But art, when you're learning, it should not be because I want to make money. That's a wrong attitude to learn.
Okay.
Learn the art. Learn is, let it soak you. You get soaked in it. And later, yes, when you want to take it up as a career, be it as a performing artist or as a teacher, be sincere. Be sincere.
Hmm.
And be fearless. Fear and doubts cannot take you ahead. Have faith. Have patience. Things will work out. And you be very clear about what is it that you are doing it for.
Okay.
So, for an institution, first you have to be thorough. For you to become a teacher, first you have to be thorough with that art.
You need to know. Correct.
Yeah? And you have to constantly update yourself, just like your computer. Because there is nothing like that, I know it all. You have to constantly, there's something or the other new happening all the time. For example, now in the month of 15th June, we are doing something new called reviving Marga Tala. One of the oldest original form of Tala. We are reviving it. Now that is something I'm learning along with my students.
Wow. That is super.
That's
So,
how.
how do you get to learn all these things? As in, you said be updated. How do they get updated? I mean, are there resources available where they can get themselves updated?
Yes, there are such wonderful scholars, teachers around you. Don't be afraid to go and learn from them. And allow your students to also see there is so much that you can give to your student. And there comes a point of time that you have done your job with them. Allow them to flourish, flower, and go ahead. Help them to move to the next level. That is the job of a teacher, a facilitator, just like a mother.
Superb. Ma'am, you are not only an entrepreneur, you are an inspiration, you know. Today's generation has, I don't know, the way you talk about your Periyappa and, you know, that especially when you said about that fourth row where you like to sit, that really touched my heart. I mean, today's generation, I don't know if a lot of them follow or not follow, but listening to you talk and talking about your experience. In fact, actually, there are a lot of people, they've asked questions. They wanted to ask you about your Bharatnatyam and your formative days. They wanted to learn your journey during your formative days as a uh, Bharatnatyam dancer. Then somebody else also asked me a similar question. So they were so happy to hear your experiences as a dancer and things like that. I mean, from
Formative
the kind of
years,
comments.
formative year is in. I started learning very late in my life because I was brought to Mumbai only when I was 14, 15. But from then to now, I am continuing to learn, and I'm not being humble, I'm just being truthful. So when we were learning, our classes used to be 3 days a week. It was not like once a week or twice a week. 3 days a week, 1.5 hour class. And till the end, I remember we had a huge hall. Our Adabu class would be going on and on and on. That is our foundation steps. You know, we could never tell कि हमको कुछ नया सिखाओ or when am I going on stage. It
Okay,
was just an
okay.
unending journey of being there and learning.
Just complete immersion in the art.
Yes, so that is something which we at GV Ramani Natakala Foundation still follow. All my students, irrespective of whether they are the junior most or the senior most advanced one, every class they all go through the adavus, the basics in the beginning. The beginning, 15 to half minutes to half an hour, we spend there, and then we segregate
Into different
whatever level they are in.
levels, I guess. Okay,
Yes.
okay, okay, okay. So, on a closing note, is there any advice that you want to give out to? I mean, you've given advice for dancers. I'm saying for women in general who want to start up an entrepreneurial venture or who are, you know, some of them are still sitting on the fence. Like you said, there is always doubt, fear, those kind of things. Is there in everybody's mind? Okay,
I
what
will
would you
tell you
advise?
something. Yeah, my Periyappa used to always tell me something. Uh, the best learning is when you're watching and listening. I always tell my students, you have to be like a wonderful sponge. Absorb, and then squeeze it out. So he used to tell me, I mean, this is how I have learned. Listening to him, watching my Periyamma. They lived by the example. So he used to tell one thing, Libby, which I think every one of us must believe in. He used to say, Gayatri, never chase fame, money, and women. He was a man, so he would say women. He was a man of it. So they are like butterflies. But when it will come and sit on your shoulder, allow it to.
Okay, okay.
So that's an advice which I followed till date. You do what you want to do, what you need to do. And rest will happen. It's a matter of time. But when I'm going to do it with this kind of a thought that I have to earn so much money, and only if I earn so much money means I'm successful. See, on a practical note, somebody will say, "Arey, तुम्हारे को क्या फर्क पड़ता है यार? What is your investment? You learn the dance also for free, and there's no investment. So you can talk big." So I understand. But for an entrepreneur, when she's starting a business, she has to definitely make some investment, and she wants to see how she is going to make it, at least break it even. But what little I've understood, for any business to flourish, it at least takes first 2 years for it to at least break it even.
Correct, correct.
So at least for that 2 years you have to wait, no?
Correct.
And until then, have faith and continue to work. And then how much you make will also happen gradually, ना? 100 रुपया बनने के लिए पहले 10 पैसा तो चाहिए ना?
Correct. So true.
So we have to value that journey. I don't know whether I'm making
Correct.
sense.
Of course, you're making sense. Like I said, when I speak to the other entrepreneurs, though you say you are a teacher and not an entrepreneur, everything that you say falls into that category. I mean, any successful entrepreneur, what they follow, the basic, if I have to go into the nutshell of it, comes to everything that you have been speaking about. As in, have patience, trust in yourself, believe in yourself, and give it quality. Basically, they all talk about values and quality.
Money is very important, Libby. I will never say money is not important. Because like, this is another lesson I learned from my Piripa. He said, Gayatri, anything you give it to for free, people will not value it.
No,
so you have
not
to put
value.
some value to it. It is important, but is it the ruling factor? How much is enough? That's another thing. When I was pregnant with my daughter, and I was doing quite well. I was teaching only in Bombay. And it was a tough decision for me to leave it all. I met this one young gentleman, and he said, this is how we learn our lessons, definitely not from college and school. He said, how much is enough is something which you decide. And that line, now the man who spoke this had so much of conviction that it convinced me. So it is only I, or as an individual, we decide what is it that I want or we want and how much is enough. After that, what happens is bonus.
Completely true. I mean, you convinced me now. In effect, you have passed on your message.
Oh, then the purpose of this interview is done. So this is how I think.
I'm sure I can see all the comments from your pupils who have been, commenting, and I'm seeing there are so many people who have watched this live. I'm very sure they are happy to hear you and see you and everything, especially now with how conditions are. People are not really able to meet and see people. So I think our purpose has definitely been fulfilled. Thank you. Thank you once again for being with us and talking to us and sharing your journey with us and giving us advice.
I've not given you any advice. I've just shared my my thoughts, my experiences with you. And Libby, once again, I must congratulate you and Sanjay. And I don't know who else is your partner, but Sujata told me it is Libby who is breaking her back off and working through this. For doing such a
it's all of us together. Like you said, it's a team.
Yeah. And I'm sure, just be at it. Don't give up. I always say giving up is the easiest option. Where is it? It's not even an option.
Absolutely true.
That's what I tell my students. Giving up is not an option. So don't give up. It has to. And when you are so good, I am telling you from my personal experience, what you are doing is so good, so wonderful, and your products that you are sending across through your Homebakers is fantastic quality. You will be very soon become one of the, you're going to be very soon a very well-known brand name. And I think in one of our festivals, we'll be calling you.
Definitely. That would be a dream come true, I must say.
It will happen. Trust me.
Thank you. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, everybody, for joining us.
Thank
We'll
you
take your
very
leave
much.
now.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you all. Bye. Bye.
Bye.